Hi students, welcome to the video session. Today we are going to learn the story The Letterbox. The Letterbox is a story of an old priest who lives in Spain. His cottage lies in a big orchard where plenty of birds come to seek food and shelter. One day, he finds that a pair of sparrows has built their nest in his letterbox. Out of kindness, he locks up the letterbox to prevent the birds from being bothered. As the days pass, he spends his time observing the family and watches them grow. Meanwhile, in Barcelona, the Archbishop is debating on whether he should send a younger priest to Santa. He sets a test. He sends a priest a letter summoning him to Barcelona. The priest's appointment depends on his response to the Archbishop's letter. The letter arrives on time, but since the letterbox is locked, the priest doesn't see the letter until after his wards have flown away. While the priest is indeed very sad, he consoles himself by the fact that he helped his beloved birds live. This story presents valuable lessons on compassion and sacrifice. Even though the priest has to leave his beloved village, he holds no malice towards the birds and in fact takes pride in his role in raising them. This story is thus a poignant reminder on the importance of selflessness and doing the right thing. The detailed description of the birds in the orchards and their ways, as well as the priest's interest in the lives of his feathered friends, should inspire readers to be more aware of the world around them and share their resources and space with other creatures that inhabit the earth. Now let us read the lesson.
In a sleepy little village called Santa in Spain lived a very old priest. His cottage was near the church and right in the middle of a big orchard. Here the cherries ripened in May and the currants often earlier. And in August, usually you could not pass by without breathing the heavy scent of the melons. The boys and girls of the village helped themselves to a big share of fruits from the orchard. But the biggest share was eaten by the birds, the blackbirds, who lived there very comfortably all the year and sang in return the best they could. The pretty orioles who helped them in summer before flying far away, and the sparrows and the warblers of every variety. Every year, they built their nests in the orchard in greater numbers than anywhere else. The best places were quickly taken. The hollows in the trees, the holes in the walls, and even the space between the rafters of the roof. One day, the priest's helper, Maria, burst into his room. "You will not believe what they are doing," she cried. "Who, Maria?" "The birds," she said. "What are they doing?" "They are building a nest in your letterbox at the bottom of the garden," she replied. "I opened it to see if there were any letters for you, and what did I see? Bits of hay, paper, twigs, and wool." "They must be sparrows," he said, and began to laugh like a grandfather when he hears of a baby's pranks. He hurried off to look inside the letterbox. There he saw two busy brown sparrows. They were building their nest. "I know you, my little ones," smiled the priest. In a few days, you will have 3 or 4 brown eggs. When the eggs hatch, you will need 3 weeks to bring up your family. All right, I will make sure that no one disturbs you. The priest carefully locked the letter box and left instructions that it must not be disturbed. He even wrote to his friends asking them not to send him any letters for the next 3 weeks. If I leave the letter box undisturbed, my little sparrows will be safe, he explained to Maria. After a few days, only the father sparrow flew in and out of the letter box. Ah, thought the old priest, the mother sparrow is sitting on her eggs. A few more days went by. The priest bent down and put his ear to the letter box. They are cheeping, he cried happily. The eggs have hatched. He had the heart of a child that had never grown old. Now, while the old priest was listening to the birds in his letterbox, an important meeting was taking place far away in Barcelona. The archbishop and some priests were talking about the old priest of Santa. The priest in Santa is too old now, said the archbishop. We should send a young priest there instead. But the villagers love him, replied the priests. Let him work in the village for some more time. The archbishop thought hard. At last, he said, I know what to do. I will set him a test to find out if he is too old. I will ask him to come see me in 3 days. If he comes, I will let him stay in Santa. If he does not come, I will send a new young priest to Santa. The archbishop picked up his pen and started to write a letter. The next day, the postman dropped the archbishop's letter into the old priest's letter box. It fell to the bottom of the box and lay beside the nest. No one saw the postman who came to the bottom of the garden and put the letter in the box. No one opened the letter box because they did not want to disturb the sparrows. For 3 weeks, the mother sparrow and father sparrow carried food in and out of the letter box. The baby sparrows cheeped, twittered, and staggered on their little feet, with their beaks open up to their eyes, waiting for food, eating it, and then demanding some more. Then, one by one, they tumbled out of their nest, peeped through the slit of the letterbox, and flew out. The priest who was present at this pleasant garden party counted 4 baby sparrows. The next morning, the priest went to the letterbox at the bottom of his garden. Tock, tock. He knocked. There was no sound. He opened the box. There were no birds inside, but a long white envelope fell out onto the grass. The priest opened the letter. This came 3 weeks ago, he sighed, but I did not open it. The archbishop asked me to see him in 3 days. I have failed his test. Now he will send me away from Santa. A tear came to his eye. He looked up and saw the sparrow family. They were sitting in a tree just above the letterbox, singing happily. Ah well, he smiled sadly. I must leave Santa. But at least I helped you to bring up your children.
Now let us go through the word meanings. Sleepy, quiet and peaceful. Currants, a type of berry. Share, portion. Blackbirds, black songbirds. Orioles, yellow or black birds that sing sweetly. Warblers, small brown or dull green birds that sing sweetly and are usually seen flying around in the branches of trees. Rafters, sturdy pieces of wood that are used to support the roof. Twigs, small sticks. Pranks, tricks or acts of mischief. Cheeping, high squeaking sound made by baby birds. Hatched, the eggs broke open and the babies came out. Barcelona, a big city in Spain. Archbishop, a very senior person in the church. Staggered, walked unsteadily. Demanding, asking forcefully. Garden party, party held in a garden or lawn to celebrate a special occasion. Students, please read the lesson. Learn the word meanings. Thank you for learning along. Thank you and have a great day.